Zac, what does the loss of Luke McPharlin do to your defence this weekend?
Well, he's a great player, obviously. I've learned a lot since I've been here from him, and every game that I've played with him, it seems like we're gelling a lot better. So not to have him this weekend is probably a big loss, but hopefully someone can step up to the plate and fill the spot quite nicely.
Is he a better player than you thought him to be before you got here?
I always rated him pretty highly. As a fellow defender, he always kind of critiqued the guys in your position pretty much, and he was always at the one of the top 2 or 3 in the league to me anyway.
Who do you expect to come in or buy for Luke's place?
I wouldn't really have too much of an idea, but you'd probably think Silvani or someone would come in to fill the spot. But that's not up to me. It's up to the coaches.
So how frustrating was that stint on the sidelines for you? I think you ended up missing 6.
Yeah. See, I think I ended up missing 7. So that was my first. I think my longest I'd missed was 2 weeks before that. So I've been pretty lucky. But it was a bit annoying. But it's rejuvenated me for the year, and hopefully I can finish off pretty well.
What exactly was the concern, and how are you travelling now?
I'm travelling really well now. I tore the PCL in my knee, so it was a bit of a hassle. And I did it in the Richmond game. I got through the game okay, and didn't think anything of it. But obviously it was worse than I thought. So I got through a couple of weeks, and I was hoping to get back a bit quicker, but wasn't to be. So I feel really good now and ready to finish off.
Did you have a setback, or was it a case of it got to a certain point and then just didn't get?
Yeah, well, I wanted to try and test it out. That was always the plan, to try and test out how, because it's a very individualised injury. Some guys respond quite well, some guys don't. So I got to probably 3 or 4 weeks. I can't remember exactly, and I tried to push for selection, but it wasn't ready. So as soon as I knew that, I just took the 6 to 8 weeks, which was said at the start.
A lot of guys are running around without PCLs. Is that the situation you're in now, or is it?
I think eventually it heals up and it scars up nicely. But it's quite a common injury throughout the AFL. So I feel quite good now. I've got through last week really good and pulled up really well. So I hope there'll be no setbacks from now.
Did it give you a chance to get some other niggles right? Yeah,
well, that's right. I feel really fresh mentally and physically now. And watching the boys improve every week which helped my motivation to get back and get in the team. So that was really good.
Zac, obviously Taylor Walker and the possibility of Kurt Tippett, depending on how he is with his concussion injuries.
Yep.
It's not a good week to lose Luke.
Yeah, no, I don't think any week would be nice to lose Luke. But as I said before, it gives someone an opportunity to play on a quality player like those two. So hopefully someone can step up and do that.
Have you played on either or both of them?
Yeah, I played on both at various stages of my career, and they're both quality players, and any of the two can turn the game. So it's pretty important to stamp them.
You don't get many marking forwards as big as Tippett, do you either?
No.
Height-wise or just sheer bulk?
Yeah. When he gets a run and jump at the ball, he's pretty hard to beat one-on-one because he's got such long arms and good reach. So it's something we prepare for, and we'll be sure to give him a good run on the weekend.
Is the key when you're playing blokes like that not to get caught one-on-one with them as much as you
can? That's right. Yeah, there's some guys who love wrestling and some guys who love jumping. So you got to find out which likes which, and work on that part of the game.
So you've got a crucial month ahead. How do you stop yourself not looking beyond the Adelaide game?
Ross is very big on not getting caught up in the glow of success and results and all that sort of thing. Just taking it each week. We've seen from the last probably month. We've played teams below us, but every week we feel like we've improved. Our defensive side is really improving quite quickly, which Ross is really happy about. And to beat a team above us on the weekend really has spurred the group on. To prove a point that we can do that. So this week's going to be a great challenge, and hopefully we can do it again.
When you came to Perth, you're obviously confident that you'd be playing finals footy.
Oh, I hope. You always hope to be, but seeing the improvement in the group, that's been the best thing for me this year. There's always going to be highs and lows, but hopefully the next month we can really stamp that it hasn't just been a flash in the pan sort of thing. So we can hopefully finish off the season really well.
Have you noticed the difference between the way the team was playing when you got injured to the way they were playing when you came back into the team on the weekend?
It's hard to say. I knew how we wanted to play, and so that's what you're looking for. There was stages throughout the start of the year where we did play that style, but it was probably for a quarter or 2 quarters here and there. But probably the weekend was the first game we've played 4 quarters of that style, which was the most pleasing. So yeah, to see all the young guys improving each week was a really good motivation for me.
And do you put that improvement all down to being able to implement the famous Lion game plan?
Yeah, I guess it's, it was always going to take a little time to adapt to the new game plan and new game style. And on the weekend it was probably the best result as a 4-quarter game that we've had this year. So hopefully we can continue that this week.
Was that reminiscent of the way St Kilda used to play when they were playing really well in the Ross?
Yeah, I guess so. Like, I had a few friends call me over the weekend and say that was very similar to how the Saints used to play, which is a good thing because that's obviously a successful model. And so, if we can continue to do that and get to anywhere near those heights, it'd be very good for the group.
The Derby's a big game, and Fremantle's record after winning derbies isn't great. How did you find the build-up compared to some of the bigger games you played in Melbourne, and how do you make sure that the feet get back on the ground and you get ready for Adelaide?
Yeah, I think the group's been quite good so far. It's not getting ahead of ourselves. Ross, as I said before, is very big on not getting ahead of where we actually are. We've beaten the Eagles, who are above us. That was the first team that have been above us that we had beaten in the last 5 weeks. So we're not going to get too carried away with that. We really just want to make sure that we go out this week and really make sure that it wasn't just a fluke, and we can just really do it again.
Did you enjoy being part of the build-up to a game that sort of captures a whole town?
Yeah. I guess I think it was a bit of a downer the first derby that we played in. Obviously losing by 40 or 50 points, it wasn't great. But with the improvement in the group this year, to go into the game with confidence this time, knowing that we could win, was very awesome. And this week's been really good. We've been pretty happy with how we went, and we just want to keep going. So.
It'll be a very different atmosphere in Adelaide this week. Do you anticipate a hostile crowd?
Oh, it's always pretty hard in Adelaide. It's they're one of the most ruthless crowds. So we make it a big aim of ours to start well and really silence the crowd. So hopefully we can do that.
You're almost through your first season here in the West. Are you happy with the decision to move over?
Yeah, I've always been a person that once I do make a decision, I'm going to be happy with it. I wouldn't have made it otherwise. But yeah, so far it's so good. Besides the injury setback, I've really enjoyed myself and settled in pretty well.